about vSmart controller. Okay, tell me what is vSmart controller? What is the function of vSmart in the SD-WAN?
Okay, as you teach us that, as per the, I remember that vSmart or the orchestra, it's the brain of the SD-WAN, I think, yeah, and it handles all the main decisions like policies and everything. It will take a decision.
Routing decision, VS policies. Okay, so vSmart is the brain of SD-WAN, right? Which is going to maintain the control plane, right? The complete control plane. If I need to apply any policy or I need to create any topology like hub and spoke topology or full mesh topology, right? Any kind of topology where we will create the policy for that on the vSmart. Okay, and vSmart is a physical device or it's a virtual appliance? It's hardware or virtual appliance? vSmart?
Hardware, sir.
Really?
Mm, smart. Yes, sir.
I think vSmart is the virtual appliance based on our last class. vSmart is a virtual appliance. We can host it over cloud or on our server with the help of ESXi or KVM,
Okay.
which creates
Yes,
a
yes.
VM. This is vSmart is like a VM, virtual machine, and you know VM can be run on cloud as well as on our physical server, means on premises with the help of KVM or ESXi software like that. Okay, what was the another component? And for vSmart, you can say vSmart distribute or reflect your control plane information like routes to all the vManage devices using which protocol? Using which protocol? Using OMP protocol, overlay management protocol. We had discussed this in last class. If you are learning SD-WAN for the first time, right, we need to revise the previous classes first and then we should proceed with the new topic, right? Multiple time you need to revise. Okay, let me share my screen as well, and don't know why all have not joined. We'll wait for some time, means till then we can revise our previous topic and others will join in 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, so hope my screen is also visible now. Is my screen visible?
Yes, yes.
Right, so here you can see I have vSmart, vManage and vBond. We had talked about these all components, controller, and at side we have which device? These two are viptela device,
A,
viptela vManage, and this is Cisco S device. We had seen for vManage devices we have two types of devices, and for the controllers we have these software. So these are just VMs, and right now we are talking about this one, the vSmart. So it distribute or reflect your control plane information to your vManage devices using OMP protocol. All the policies for data traffic are defined centrally on vManage, and vManage will distribute to vManage devices through vSmart, right? So vSmart is responsible for those all things, and this is virtual appliance. vSmart is virtual appliance. What about the another components, vManage and vBond, guys? Who will explain? Who will explain these two other components, vSmart and vBond? Hello. Sir, anyone can try, no problem. Don't worry about the mistake. Until and unless you will not participate in the Q&A, it will be very difficult to learn the technology, to understand the technology. Learning is just 20%, 80% is practice. Until and unless you will not have clear and crystal understanding on each and every topic, you cannot perform lab, right? So don't worry about the mistake. You are learning it for the first time, right? So it's normal. Just try to participate in the question and answer every time. Even whenever I am explaining any topic and you are not able to understand something, you should stop me and ask question.
Yes, vBond.
Okay, tell me about vBond.
vBond is responsible for if we are deploying new devices, then it is responsible for that. I think.
vBond is responsible for orchestration plane,
Yes, yes. For adding new devices, right?
right? So no one can join your SD-WAN fabric without vBond permission. It is for authentication,
Yes, sir.
right?
And
So we can say vBond authenticate your vanished devices using certificate and whitelist. vBond is going to use what? Certificate. Now for the certificate, what we will do? We will use our own CA server, certificate authority server, or you can use third party tools for certificate. The third party tool will assign certificate, will issue the certificate to all SD-WAN devices, including controller and vanished devices, right? So vBond is going to use certificates and whitelist. Whitelist for authentication. For authentication. So what we can say? It authenticate vanished devices using certificate and whitelist. It is responsible for distributing the list of vSmart and vManage to WAN edge devices, right? How my vanished devices will get to know about vManage and vSmart? Through vBond only. Distribute the list of.
Praful.
Yeah, tell
Hello.
me. Tell me.
Yeah, Praful. I have a doubt actually in my current scenario, in my current project.
Hmm.
Actually, in SD-WAN they are having a manager as well, and controller and validator. Which one is controller and which one is validator? Validator is
In the you were
vBond, correct?
absent in the last class?
No.
No. So what I told you, in Viptela SD-WAN we called vManage,
Correct.
right, to the management plane, and in Cisco SD-WAN like Catalyst SD-WAN we call that controller to manager. Similarly, vSmart is the controller in Viptela SD-WAN. In Catalyst SD-WAN we call it validator, sorry, controller, and vBond name is validator in Catalyst SD-WAN. So both are same, either vManage or manager, vSmart or controller, or vBond or validator. All are exactly same, but just name is different.
Okay.
Okay. So vBond, either I can
Okay.
say vBond or here I can say validator.
Okay.
Validator,
Yeah,
right?
that's what last time that is my confusion because in my current scenario, I'm comparing with my current project. That's why I'm getting confusion
Correct, correct.
because
In
I'm
the
not
last
familiar with
class
this
I
one.
had
Yeah.
told you this, by the way. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Hope
Okay.
it is clear now. Okay, so
Yeah, it's clear.
vBond is responsible for authentication with the help of certificate and whitelist. It distributes the list of vSmart and vManage to vManage devices. vBond should be publicly reachable. It should be publicly reachable. Correct? If you are using the private IP address on your vBond, then how it will be reachable publicly? Then you will configure what? A static NAT. In that case, a static NAT is required. Like we access our internal server with the help of public IP address, static net is required then, right? A static net is bidirectional. It is one-to-one mapping. Like one public IP address can be mapped into one private IP address, and you know public IP address is reachable from the internet. And this is also virtual appliance. This is also virtual appliance. My all controllers are virtual appliance. Okay, vSmart is clear, vBond is clear, and one more component which is vManage or
Manage.
manager. Tell me about that.
It is a platform provider where uh, means user can access to all the applications.
vManage is a centralized controller through which we can manage all the managed devices, right? Like centralized provisioning means configuration, pushing the policies, template, troubleshooting, network monitoring, right? Like lakhs of managed devices are there in my network, thousands of VSAs, thousands of CSAs. So how I will monitor my network through vManage. How I will configure those all router through vManage. So vManage is centralized management, and this is also vManage is also one virtual appliance. It provides program interface like API, provides CLI and GUI access, right? And one vManage can support up to 2000 managed devices. Later we will also see what will happen if my vManage will goes down, right, in the network. Like other sites, all the branches will be able to communicate or not, or what will happen when vBond will goes down. If like guys, if vManage will goes down, the responsibility of vManage is what? Pushing the configuration used to manage the devices. So maybe we cannot add the new configuration, but whatever configuration is already pushes on the devices through vManage, those configuration will be still there on the devices. So sites can still communicate. It will not disturb the connectivity, it will not disturb the communication. But there will be issue that we cannot add or modify any configuration if my vManage will goes down. After that, I had also told you about the vanished devices. So can you tell me some C example of C edges, like which routers I can use for Cisco edge device and Viptela edge device?
The branch router, we can use it as a edge device, and from the DC, and we can use the MPLS router or internet or whatever it may be.
No, which type of device? Like tell me the series of devices. Like Praful, you can
It's
use Viptela
9000.
1000,
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
right?
The Viptela is for VH devices are VH100, VH1000, VH2000, and VH5000.
Yeah, these are the physical devices, hardware, and one was virtual as well. That is VS Cloud.
Right, VH Cloud.
VS
And then
Cloud, and this one we are going to use it in our lab. So you can see this is actually what VS Cloud. This is what VS Cloud. And for CSS, what was the devices option we had?
8000 series.
ISR or ASR?
ISR,
ISR 1000.
ISR 1000,
ISR 4000,
4000,
ASR
And
1000,
ASR 1000,
and CSR 1000V.
CSR,
1000V is the virtual appliance.
and this one is the our CS4 lab, right? This is the CSR 1000. You can see CSR router. So in my lab right now I have two VSS and one CS. First guys, see we
So
will
CSS is nothing but a customer end router, right? Or
all our
it's
customer
from
is
the
all our customer is
Okay.
routers, right? VSS as well as my CS. Now here you can have any device, firewall, load balancer. Again here also you can have any device, but your SD-WAN will work between these managed devices and this controller, these controllers. It is going to form tunnel, right? Control connection either by using TLS protocol or DTLS protocol. Both are transport layer protocol. One is TCP based, one is UDP based. So all the managed devices is going to establish control connection with controller. We will talk about those control connections soon. Okay, so for the managed devices, I am going to use CSR router and VS Cloud. And for the controllers, we have vManage, for the controller we have vManage, we have vSmart and vBond. Or later I will also show you the manager, because I have the Catalyst SD-WAN lab as well on my server. Right, at the same time I will not turn on both the lab. It will create issue and even it will take much time to load boot. Right, these devices need good amount of resources, hardware resources. So that's why we'll turn on one by one. Right now I am talking about viptela. As soon as you will understand the viptela, it will be very easy to you to understand the Catalyst SD-WAN. Just interface, few options are different, but technology is same and most of the configurations are also same. So either I can say vManage or manager, vSmart or controller, and vBond or validator. And guys, if you are already working on SD-WAN technology in your organization, SD-WAN is already deployed, then you should always share your scenarios. Like Praphul, I had configured this in my organization, but at that time I was not able to understand. Right, even you can share your scenario that in my company few sites are there, at each side we are using these devices and our controllers are hosted in data center or over the cloud. Whatever you have the scenario in your company, the protocol which you are using or the issues which you are troubleshooting. For the deployment, these all controllers are virtual appliance, so we can install it on cloud, one option, cloud, another option on premises. If you will go with cloud, then you have again multiple cloud provider like AWS, the most popular one, Microsoft Azure, then you have Google Cloud Platform, GCP, then you have Cisco Cloud. Right, the first option. Another option, on my own server, right, I have the physical server in my data center, and there I can deploy these all controller. How? With the help of hypervisor. How many of you know the hypervisor? What is hypervisor? Hypervisor, guys?
It's a VM.
There are two types of hypervisor, type 1 and type 2, correct? Type 1 and type 2. Can anyone tell me the difference between type 1 and type 2 hypervisor?
Type 1 is ESXi server, and type 2 is a hosted, like VirtualBox, or it's hosted basically.
ESXi is a type 1 or type 2 hypervisor?
Type 1.
Type 1. KVM?
Type 2.
KVM is also type 1 hypervisor.
Oh, okay.
In QCOR2 image, you have to install on KVM. So type 1 hypervisor is the hypervisor which will be installed on hardware directly. You don't need any operating system, just you have purchased the hardware server with good amount of resources, and generally the server which we are using in the data center, and without any operating system directly I can install the hypervisor. which can be my ESXi or KBM. And type 2 hypervisor, the hypervisor which can be installed on my operating system. Let's say you have already Windows operating system or any other operating system, Linux operating system, and on the, let's see, right now I have Windows operating system running on my laptop, and here I have one VMware workstation. So this VMware workstation is type 2 hypervisor because I have installed it our operating system. So I am talking about type 1 hypervisor. We are going to deploy our controllers on type 1 hypervisor. Right? It is so simple if you know the basic virtualization. This is my hardware, and on my hardware either I can directly create hypervisor here, or I can run any operating system like hypervisor, and over the hypervisor I can install VMs, VM1, VM2, one can be vManage, one can be vSmart. It is like that. And I can also create 3 VM, vSmart, vManage, and vBond. So simple. It is like this. Right? All the VM will be having different IP address. For an example, my subnet is 10.1.1.0/24. So this VM is using .1 IP. This VM is using .2 IP. This VM is using .3 IP. .3. So first VM is my vManage. So what is the IP address of vManage? 10.1.1.1. What is the IP address of vSmart? 10.1.1.2. What is the IP address of vBond? 1.1.3. It is like that. And similarly, you can see in my lab also, this is my data center, and in my data center you can assume these all software virtual appliance are running on one server, and you can see the IP address here. My subnet is 10.100.1.1.0/24. I am directly using public subnet, guys. Do I need NAT? No, NAT is not required here. I am assuming the IP address on my vManage is 100.1.1.1. I will configure .1 on my vManage, .2 on, let's say, vSmart.
Sorry for interruption. Is it we are using only private IP, that public IP, or a private as
You
well?
can
We
use private as well. Then you have to configure NAT, static NAT. Right? In the legacy WAN, in the traditional network, if let's say this is your network, one switch, and this switch is connected with one server, this is your LAN network, and further switch is connected with one router, and router is connected with internet. In the traditional WAN, like this. Okay, and what we want, that this server is using private IP, let's say now, not 100.1.1.1, which is the IP address of my vManage. Here I am assuming this server is using IP 10.1.1.1. This is a private IP, right? We know this. So how you will configure your router so that outside user, like means user from the internet, can access your internal server? Right, IP address on your internal router interface is, let's say, 10.1.1.100. Public IP address is, let's say, 1.1.1.1. So tell me how you will configure this router so that outside user, means internet user, can access my internal server.
Static net.
A static net, there are two options. Either here I can configure directly public IP address 100.1.1.1, and we know the public IP address is reachable from the internet. Here you will configure the routing through BGP. You are going to advertise your public subnet to the internet. But as you are using the private IP address, here you have to configure a static NAT. Can anyone tell me how I will configure a static NAT here?
One access list need to create. And
No access list is not required here for a static NAT. We know a static NAT is bidirectional. What is the meaning of bidirectional? Means I can also access internet and internet can also access me.
Me.
That is
Both it.
bidirectional. Means one private IP address will be always translated into one public IP address and vice versa. If someone is going to hit on the private IP address, router will translate it into public IP. If someone is going to hit on public IP address, router will translate it into private IP. So here I can create one mapping IP NAT static source 10.1.1.100 and destination, let's say 1.1.1.5, which is the public IP address. Now if someone from the internet is going to hit on this public IP address, what will happen? Traffic will arrive to my router interface, public interface. It will reach to R1 public interface, and then it will match in the NAT rule. So router is going to translate it public into private, and then it will forward to server. One server will generate reply. Again, router 1 is going to translate the
Convert it.
private into public. For an example, there is one user on internet whose IP address is 100.1.1.1. Now they want to access your internal server. So user is going to send traffic to your public IP address, source IP 100.1.1.1, the internet user IP address, let's say your IP address, and the destination will be what? The public IP address of your server 1.1.1.1. Internet router will have route. For this, it will forward the traffic to router number 1, and router 1 will translate this 1.1.1. So not 1.1.1, the public IP address of server is 1.5, right? So it will send traffic to this public IP address outside user. When traffic will reach to router 1 is going to translate this public IP into private 10.1.1.1, and then it will forward to server. When server will generate reply, source IP address will be the IP address of server, and destination IP address will be what, guys? 100.1.1.1. Destination IP will be 100.1.1.1. Again, traffic will reach to router 1, and this time router 1 is going to translate this source private again into the public IP 1.1.1.5. So this way it will work, isn't it? So similarly here also, if you are using the private IP address, maybe 3 private IP address for all the controller, you have to configure 3 static NAT. You can configure a static NAT on your gateway. My gateway is my switch. So here I am directly using public IP address, so a static NAT is not required. In another lab, we can set up a static
I had a
NAT
question.
as well.
Sorry to disturb you, Praphul. But what if we put a PAT there? You know, isn't it better we would save the public IPs if you just use PAT?
Yes, you can use a PAT also. PAT
Isn't
or a
it better to
static
use-
NAT.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
PAT is what? Port address translation. There is difference between a static NAT and PAT. Both are not same. Right? PAT is one-to-many translation. One-to-many, or we can say many-to-one translation. Right? Means many private IP address will be translated into single public IP address with the help of port number. Here we need one-to-one NATing. So we will configure a static NAT. And these are the IP address. .1 on my vManage, .2 on vSmart, .3 on my vBond. And on the switch, I will create, this switch is my gateway. So here I can create one SVI. Yes or no for the reachability? Let's say 100.1.1.100 is the IP address of gateway. This will be the gateway IP address for all my controllers. vManage, vSmart and vBond. Similarly, I have one CA server here. So IP address of CA server can be 10.4. CA server should be also reachable from the remote side, from the branches WAN is router, because all the branch edge routers will get certificate from this CA server only. So here I am assuming IPS.4, and here I am using one router as well. You can use either router or Windows server for CA server. On both devices you can enable certificate authority service CA server. Either your router can be a CA server or a Windows server can be my CA server. And after that my switch is connected with internet, and then 3 different sites are there, and all managed devices are also connected with internet. Correct?
Yes.
So this
Sir,
way you will install your controllers in the production. It is like this. These all are what? My VMs, right? Or you can have 3 dedicated physical server as well. 3 dedicated physical server, one for vManage, one for
vSmart,
vSmart, and one for vBond.
vBond.
Right? On all the hardware I have one VM. This VM is vManage, this VM is vSmart, this VM is vBond. All are using IP address. Doesn't matter, guys, that these all devices should be at same side or at different side. Doesn't matter, right? Maybe my vManage is in my data center and my vSmart is in branch 1. Maybe my vBond is somewhere else on the cloud, right? That doesn't matter. There should be reachability. That's it. Hope it is clear.
How they are reachable with each other?
You will make reachability. If you have enrolled in SD-WAN course, I am assuming you are already good enough with CCNA and CCNP. You know the routing and switching both. Right? So you are responsible for routing, how the reachability. And even we are not going to discuss the reachability, just will make the reachability by configuring any routing protocol. Like here what I can do, I can enable BGP routing protocol between my gateway device and internet router. Here also I can enable what? BGP and BGP.
Now vSmart, vManage, and these 3 controllers, how they are connected with each other, means how they know that this is a new devices are connected. vBond, how we connect with the vManagers, and my doubt is this.
Like if you have 4 server in your network, how you will connect them together? Through one switch,
Yeah.
right? Now these all server can communicate with each other, no problem. But can this server communicate with any device which belongs to different subnet? No, then gateway is required. So maybe here you will use a layer 3 switch or router. So it is like that. So simple. All are in my data center and all are connected with one gateway device.
If it
Sometime
is listed
this,
in different as well, we have same, like.
yeah, we will have same in the production. See, as I have internet here, what I will do, I will configure one default out here, one default out here, one default out here, and one default out here. Can these all subnet communicate? Like can branch 1 vs1 reach to vManage or not?
Default, yeah.
Yes,
Can
it can reach, right? Here you can add one default out, even not required, because you will configure the gateway IP address. So this branch vanish devices can easily ping to vManage just with the help of default out. And there are so many other ways for routing. That is not our concern. I am assuming you all know how to make reachability between all these controllers and my vanish devices. For now, this is how we will deploy our controllers in the network. Similarly, for vanish devices, if I have the hardware device, simply I will install my hardware on in the rack. If I have the VS Cloud or virtual appliance, virtual router, I will deploy it either on cloud or on my physical server. So these all are my VS Clouds. These two are VS Cloud. Right? For the reachability, just I will configure one default route. Why I am not configuring these devices now? Because before starting the configuration, I want to discuss some more theory part about the SD-WAN, and then I will come on the configuration, the basic configuration. Let me tell you another thing, that is, now once we will deploy our devices and will configure, all the vanish devices will form tunnel, will establish tunnel control connection with controllers. One temporary control connection with my vBond. All the vanish devices will form one temporary, this is temporary control connection with vBond. What is the purpose of this control connection, guys? Prove their identity. All the vanish devices are going to prove their identity to vBond. And if vBond will pass the authentication, then vBond is going to share the IP address of vManage and vSmart to all the vManage devices that, hey, branch 1 vs1, you know the IP address of vManage is 100.1.1.1. You know the IP address of vSmart is 100.1.1.2. And as soon as your vManage devices will get the IP address of your controller and manager, vManage and vSmart, it will break this control
Tunnels.
connection tunnel, and it will establish the control connection with
vManage.
vManage and vSmart, and that will be the permanent control connection. That is going to be permanent. And for this control connection, we have two protocol, TLS protocol and
DTLS.
DTLS protocol. TLS stands for transport layer security, and DTLS stands for datagram layer security protocol, right? So this one is TCP based, this one is
UDP.
UDP based, right? So if you want to use DLS, you can use if you want to use TLS, you can use. By default, it is going to use, as Cisco SD-WAN uses what? DTLS by default, because
Yeah, that's
DTLS
what
is
I'm coming to ask you, because in my current scenario, we are using UDP.
UDP,
Okay.
right? This is
Yeah,
the default
yeah.
one. When you can change it, if you need more reliability over control connection, then you can change the protocol from DTLS to,
In Cisco, Catalyst also is possible.
yes, yes.
Okay,
Both the solutions are same only. Naming is only different, right? And few
okay,
dashboard.
okay.
We will discuss that. Whatever
Fine, fine.
features you can implement in the Viptela SD-WAN, you can implement that in Catalyst SD-WAN as well.
No, actually, it's a new implementations like that. We had a call with Cisco Tech, okay,
Mhm.
for my current project. They said that we have to use UDP. I don't know why they are suggesting UDP, because
What is the difference
uh,
between TCP and UDP, brother?
it's a connection and a connectionless. Normally, it's a
This
common
one is
like
the
that. If you have,
fast and this one is the slow.
yeah, I know it's a fast and slow, but I understood. But my question is because if I have a more than 2,000 branches or more than that, okay.
Mhm.
For the fast conversations, we can go for UDP. That's not a problem. But the problem is still we are struggling to implement because we are not able to implement the policies in the firewall. The team is taking on that. Still, the question is on my mind, like why we are going for UDP.
Because it is fast.
That is
Simple.
the only reason.
Yes, this is the only reason. What will be the another
Okay.
reason?
Now, what about Viptela? Viptela is also using UDP by default, or it will be different?
Yes, UDP by default.
Okay.
Both are using UDP, DTLS protocol. Okay. So first of all, always keep in mind that once my devices will come up, when you will turn on this device need what? IP address of vBond, because otherwise how this device can reach to vBond, right? This device by default, let's say just I have purchased this device from the market, I have installed it in the rack, I have power it on, and I have connected it to internet, to the WAN and LAN port. LAN cable and WAN cable are connected. Now how my vManage devices will get to know about the vBond, like where is the vBond, how to find my controller. So you have to configure first vBond IP address here. That vBond IP address is 100.1.1.3, or in the JTP process, zero touch provisioning, that in that case everything is going to happen automatically. You will set up your infrastructure in such a way so that everything will happen automatically. So in that case, what will happen? There is one domain name configured in operating system, viptela.jtp.com. So your machine is going to resolve that domain name, viptela.jtp.com, right? Or domain name can be anything here. When your device will come up, it will try to resolve this domain name. And publicly, Cisco has publicly reachable server. Cisco has one server. When you are going to purchase the solution from the Cisco, they is going to create their profile there, right? They will create one more entry in their public database, public server, which is reachable from the internet, right? Let's say there they have created the entry that viptela.com IP address is 100.1.1.3. So in that case, what will happen when your devices will boot up? It will request for IP address of this domain name through DNS query. It will generate DNS query to resolve IP address of this domain name virtualization.com, and this server is publicly reachable, so this server will respond with the IP address of vBond. So somehow your vanished devices need vBond IP address first. That's why sometimes we are saying this is the first pane of glass, first controller where your vanished devices are going to interact, right? So let's say here I have configured your vBond IP address is 100.1.1.3 statically /24. Now your vanished devices will try to reach vBond, will try to establish this control connection with the help of configured protocol. If configured protocol is DTLS, then it will send the DTLS request message. If the protocol is TLS, then it will send TLS request message, and TLS is enable both side. Even tunneling feature is enable both side on the vBond as well as on your vanished device. So both will exchange some messages, request and reply response, and then they will have the control connection. And guys, always keep in mind, SD-WAN is going to share their all information, all types of communication regarding SD-WAN will happen through this control connection only. Inside this control connection, like it is going to share, my vanished device is going to share their identity, that hey, my identity certificate is this one and my root certificate is this one. Please validate. How? Through this control connection. Data will travel inside this control connection, and this control connection is fully secure with the help of SSL connection. This is secure control connection. So whatever data your SD-WAN devices are going to exchange, they will exchange through control connection, and as we know, control connection is already secure. So no worry about the internet, that here is the internet, my certificate will be visible for the internet user, for the hacker, for the attacker. No, it is going to exchange the certificate through this control connection. Even when vBond will share the IP address of vManage and vSmart, it will share through this control connection only. So attacker cannot see this. Everything will be encrypted. And this particular thing is called what, guys? This control connection? Overlay, right? Because it is running on top of the physical network. This is another layer. Overlay is what? Overlay, the virtual network which is running on top of the physical network, correct? Physical network. But one thing is there, that these two devices can only establish this virtual control connection if there is IP reachability, right? If there is physically both are reachable with each other. It is so simple. It is simple like this. Let's say I have two sites. One is router, traditional network R1, edge device at branch 1, edge device at branch 2, and both the sites are connected through internet. Both sides are connected with internet like this. This is R1, R2. Here my public IP address is 1.1.1.1. Here my public IP address is, let's say, 2.2.2.1. Here my private LAN subnet is 192.168.1.0/24. LAN subnet in branch 1, and in branch 2 my LAN subnet 192.168.2.0/24, let's say, right? This is side 1, side 1 and side 2. So how you will make communication between these two sides, guys? Side 1 and side 2. Can these two LAN subnet communicate by default here?
No.
they cannot communicate, right? Because these are two private side, and two private side can never communicate over public network. What is the solution? Which technology you will use to make it possible?
Net.
Not
GRE,
NAT. NAT is
GRE,
private to public, right? You can
VPN.
access internet. Here you have to create VPN, either GRE VPN or IPsec VPN or DM VPN, any VPN. If this is service provider, then MPLS VPN, right? You have to get any VPN here. If this is ISP, either you can create GRE or IPsec. So what VPN will do here? VPN will create one overlay network here. VPN means one virtual overlay network. But guys, this VPN will only come up if there is internal reachability. How you will create this VPN? On router number 1, you are going to create one virtual interface tunnel 1. You are going to create one virtual interface tunnel 1, and on the tunnel interface you have defined IP 192.160, sorry, not 192, let's say tunnel 1, and I have defined 172.16.1.1/24. Similarly, on router number 2 also I have created one tunnel interface tunnel 1, and the IP address is 172.16.1.2/24. Both tunnel interface are in same subnet. Will my tunnel interfaces come up? Will these tunnel interfaces come up after configuring
Yes.
IP addresses?
Yep.
No, it will
No,
not come up.
no. Actually, we have to use a dynamic protocol, like whether if it's EHRP or OSP, whatever.
First of all, your tunnel interface will not come up, sir, until and unless you will not define the tunnel source and tunnel destination.
Yeah,
It will not
but
come up.
when we are going to configure the tunnel interface, will be mentioning the
What will be the tunnel source?
router 1 interface, where we are connecting the we are going to configure the
Tell me the IP address. IP address is in front of
One
you.
one one one
1.1.1.1.
111. Yeah, source
Tunnel
should
source
be
will be
111.
1.1, tunnel destination
Correct.
Be 2221.
2.2.2.1. So your tunnel
Yes.
interface will only come up if these two IP addresses are
Reachable.
reachable with each other. Similarly, if the IP address on vBond and the IP address which is running on this interface should be reachable with each other, then only my TLS or DTLS tunnel will come up, otherwise it will never come up. Yes or no? If these two IP addresses are reachable with each other, then only we can have tunnel. If we are not able to see any tunnel, might be possible that these two are not reachable, right? Maybe these two public IP addresses are not reachable. That's why my tunnel interface is not come up. Here tunnel source will be 2.2.2.1, tunnel destination will be 1.1.1. And now when I am going to send any traffic from router 1 to, let's say, 172.16.1.2, guys, how router 1 will forward the traffic? If this is my destination IP address, and let's say source IP address will be automatically 172.16.1.1, because exit interface is tunnel 1 interface. If I am going to say ping this IP address, source will be this, destination will be this. But if router 1 will forward this traffic as it is to the internet router, ISP router will discard it. Why? Because both are private IP. So here router will perform encapsulation, correct? It will encapsulate.
It should forward the traffic to the tunnel interface.
It will encapsulate. It will perform encapsulation. It will encapsulate my data with IPv4 header, and that is called outer IPv4 header. And in the outer IPv4 header, information will be what? Source IP 1.1.1 tunnel source, and destination will be what? Tunnel destination 2.2.2.1. And then it will forward to internet, and all the router on the internet will be forwarding traffic based on this outer IP header. Router on internet will never check this inner IP header. Only router 2 is going to check it. So same thing will happen here as well for the internal reachability. There is no any difference. And to forward the traffic over tunnel. So if I will talk about overlay network, this is overlay. This VPN is overlay. If I will talk about the overlay network, what is overlay or underlay and overlay. So how you will define these two terms, networks, underlay network and overlay network?
Underlay network is physical reachability of the devices.
Okay. Underlay and overlay, these two are nothing but the layers, right? The term underlay and overlay describe the two layers of network. And when we say underlay, it means I am talking about the physical network which you are able to see, physical network which carries actual traffic. The actual source and actual destination IP address will be there, right? So all the traffic over tunnel will be encapsulated in the SD-WAN also, and it was happening in our traditional WAN also. And when we say overlay, it means I am talking about virtual network. I am talking about virtual network which is running on top of the physical network, which is created over physical network. It works on top of the physical network and responsible to carry VPN traffic, right? After encapsulation, you can say traffic flow. So overlay is also using what? Underlay network only, the physical network only. And this overlay VPN will be created over any transport, over internet, over MPLS, LT, any transport, right? So doesn't matter what transport you are using here in between controllers and the sites, how many transports we are using. Every time over all the transport, if we have the dual transport, so over both transport, my devices are going to create control connection with controllers. 1 minute. In the last class also I had given you the example of underlay and overlay. So overlay uses the physical underlay network like your MPLS, internet, LT to transmit the data. So if underlay will goes down, automatically my overlay will goes down. Right? And in SD-WAN, your overlay will create a secure connection or secure tunnel over all the physical network, over your physical network, which is underlay. Underlay is like a physical road which connects different cities, and overlay is like the GPS navigation when you are searching the distance between two location, right? It is showing you the path over the road which tells the best path. If you have the multiple, like see what will happen here in this case. Where is my example of VPN? Here it is. In this case, guys, on the internet there are lots of router. On the internet there are lots of router connected like this. Yes or no? And like this internet is connecting two sides of your network, it is also connecting different customers as well. So there are so many ways between 1.1.1 and 2.2.2.1. But overlay will be created with the help of best path. Our best path. It is similar like the BGP and only one overlay. Here it is not like it is going to create two VPN if we have two paths between source and destination. No. Let's say I'm giving you one another example that I have one network in service provider, router 1, router 2, router 3, router 4 and router 5. On router number 1 I have one loopback, on router number 2 also I have one loopback. On router 1 1.1.1.1, here 2.2.2.2, right? How many paths are there between 1.1.1 and 2.2.2? 3 paths. Now we need to exchange some routes through BGP protocol here. So I am going to configure BGP neighborship between R1 and R2, between 1.1.1 and 2.2.2. Generally we configure BGP like this only. You will never use the physical interface IP address for BGP neighborship. Otherwise, if your physical interface will goes down, your BGP session will goes down. In this case, if I am going to use loopback interface IP address for BGP neighborship, so my BGP neighborship will be up until and unless any one path is there. So on router number 1, I am going to say router BGP 100 and neighbor 2.2.2.2. And on router number 2, I said router BGP 100 neighbor 1.1.1.1. How many BGP session it will form? 3 or 1? How many BGP session we will have here? Only one BGP session, right?
With loopback,
And which
yeah.
path
Yeah,
it
so
will use?
based
It
on
will
the
use the
best
best
path.
path. Yes. Maybe it will be performing load balancing if the cost of all the path is equal, but you will have only one BGP session. You will have only one BGP session. There will be 3 paths to reach the neighbor 2.2.2. Whatever route it is going to receive from this neighbor, there will be 3. There can be 3 next hop, but not BGP session. It is like that. So doesn't matter how many path is there. Our best path, it is going to form DTLS or TLS control connection. When I am saying underlay, you can assume your transport like internet, MPLS, LT, which provides the raw connectivity between different locations. And when I am saying overlay, that means I am talking about SD-WAN topology. That means I am talking about SD-WAN topology, SD-WAN sites, which is running on top of the physical network. So here if I will talk about my SD-WAN topology, this transport doesn't matter which transport is there. Over this transport, all the devices have control connection. Here also, and here also. Temporary control connection and some permanent control connection. This is what? This is my SD-WAN topology. The physical topology you can assume like this. You can assume like this, that you have vManage, you have vSmart, you have vBond, and you have vManage router, VS1, VS2, and VS3. So you can assume these are connected like this.
So if any one virtual machine is going to down, so it will work from the single, right? I mean single virtual machine. Is it right, or we need a we manage or vSmart?
I didn't
Is
get
it
you,
going?
brother.
No, as you said that, so we have connections from all the virtual machines, right? vManage, vSmart, and vBond, right?
These are the virtual machine created over server
Correct.
or maybe cloud. Okay.
Yeah. If any virtual machines goes down, like
Okay.
if
Let's
we,
say vManage goes
so
down.
everything, so the branches will be communicating with vSmart and vBond, or how it will be.
So
So
what is the responsibility
if
of
it is a
vManage?
because if you want to configure anything, like if you want to control the branches, we can do it from the vManage. Correct.
Right. So and vManage is down. So you cannot
Okay.
change any configuration. You cannot apply new configuration.
Correct. But we still will be getting the communications from the vSmart. Correct.
Yes.
So
Communication will not
as
happen via vSmart. Brother, communication will happen directly. They will communicate directly with each other. This is for control plane. This is what? This is control plane. If I will talk about data plane, so these devices will be connected like this.
so if vSmart goes down,
No
if
problem.
you
Then
have a
also
single
sites can
appliances,
communicate. Then also sites
so
can
as
communicate.
correct,
Means
because
means
as per my
like
current experience, we have two VMs like DC and DR. Okay, even if DC goes down completely, even I will get communications from the DR. So my question is here, like if both VM and vSmart goes down, still we will get the communications, or
Of
how it
course,
will be.
yes. Why not? If
Okay,
vSmart goes down, that means what? We cannot advertise the new routes because vSmart is
correct.
responsible for control plane. Let's say here I have added the new subnet here. We cannot advertise it to other side. But whatever subnet is already advertised by vSmart, that will be still there, right? It have created the FIB.
Got it. So when VM and VS goes down, so when we are going to implement the new site, so at the time only we will be facing the problem.
Yes.
So apart from that, there is no problem, right?
Yes, no problem.
same like Epic controller in ACI, right?
Correct,
Means
correct.
control plane will get failed, but data plane will
Yes,
remain
if your
working.
Epic controller will goes down in the data center in the ACI, what will happen? You cannot apply any new changes.
But existing can run. Yeah.
Existing can run, right? And sites can communicate.
Yes, yes. Just we will lose the control.
You
Yeah.
will lose the control. Exactly. vManage is for management plane. So you will lose the management plane. vSmart is responsible for control plane. So you will lose the control plane if vSmart will goes down. So this is my SD-WAN topology. This is my SD-WAN topology. Right? These are for control plane between whatever connections you are able to see here between WAN devices and my controllers are either control plane or management plane, and the connection between sites is data plane, that is FIB, right? And you know how router build FIB with the help of RIB. And where is the RIB? RIB is my vSmart. Got it?
Sir, one thing I forgot.
Please come again, Praful. Sorry.
Tell me.
You know that the difference, like if it is a vManager, it's a FAB, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, someone was saying I forget something.
Yeah. Means I forgot that OMP protocol between which and which, and TLS and DTLS means I. Yeah. Will you repeat once again? Means between our controllers and vManage device, I remember there will be TLS or DTLS,
uh,
and OMP
and
protocol I
inside
forgot.
the DTLS or TLS control connection, it will run OMP protocol to advertise the route, to extend the route.
Okay, to advertise the route and exchange the route,
Yeah.
OMP protocol.
Yes.
And OMP will be layer 3 or 4. How?
Layer 3 routing protocol.
Okay, and
And
TLS and
here,
DTLS. Yeah.
here between vManage and vManage devices, again we have control connection, and inside this control connection, netconf protocol or yang protocol will work to push the configuration, to send the configuration.
Okay. Means for vManage, netconf, and this vSmart and vBond OMP protocol to exchange the routes. Okay.
Anything else?
No, Praphul, you can go ahead for the next.
Okay, so now I am assuming that underlay clear, overlay clear, as well as your SD-WAN topology is clear, like how my SD-WAN topology is going to looks like. You can skip the underlay now and just you can imagine the VPNs, like the control connection between all the sites, like this, right? And for this we have two protocol, DTLS or TLS. Now if I will talk about the route exchange between these two sites, say this private subnet and this private subnet. So what happened? vSmart has one control connection here with this vManage device and one control connection with this vManage device. And inside this control connection, which protocol is running? OMP protocol, OMP protocol. So through OMP protocol, and here you can run any IGP protocol, let's say OSPF. OMP is not layer 3, OMP is layer 7 protocol, application layer protocol. By mistake, I think I said layer 3. It is layer
Okay.
7.
And that netconf
7.
7, that is also 7.
Yes.
Okay. Application layer.
Yes. Here we can use any protocol. You can use BGP, ISIS, EIGRP or static route. Somehow you are going to advertise these LAN sub prefixes to my vManage router. My vManage router will advertise it to vSmart. How? Through this OMP protocol. Right? vSmart will install it and then it will reflect to other side to branch 2, and this way branch 2 VS will receive prefixes, LAN prefixes of branch 1, and here as we are running OSPF it will advertise to internal router. Similarly router 1 will have this 20 submit and router 2 will have this 10 submit, and then they can communicate. While it will come to send data plane, so they will direct have one IPsec session here. So between two sides.
Praphul, actually, I'm sorry, I'm disturbing you. I have a doubt. So for the LAN network, we are harvesting our LAN network through the OSPF. Okay, that's fine. So instead of that, when we are going to configure the IPsec between the data center as well as the branch, we can advise the same network when we are going to create the
Where you are
tunnel,
going
right?
to create IPsec between data center and branch 1? I didn't say that.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just telling my from my scenario. I mean, from my current project. That's why.
So you have
Okay.
created IPsec between data center and branch 1.
For between the, I mean, I'm just telling my current scenario. Okay, just
Even
understand.
in
Okay,
your current
like
scenario, brother, it is not possible to configure IPsec between, let's say, vManage or this one. This is not possible here. So how you can configure it in your current scenario? IPsec
I'm not,
is
I'm not good at SD-WAN because that's why. But that's my kind of confusion. See, we have many branches. Okay, so
IPsec
between
will
the
work
branches.
between branches.
Okay,
Between branches means between vManage devices, not between controller and router.
okay, okay,
Between the
okay.
controller and router, OMP protocol is running for routes, and netconf protocol is running for configuration, to push the configuration to vManage devices. IPsec between vManage devices. Let me write here clearly because I know. Let's say here I have one VS1. VS1. This VS1 is connected to VS2 through internet. VS2. So here which protocol will work?
IPsec.
IPsec to forward the data between VS1 and VS2. Now here transport can be anything, and this IPsec is only for data plane. Before that, both the vManage devices VS1 and VS2 are connected with vSmart. VS2 both are connected with vSmart for data plane. right? VS1 is also connected with vSmart, VS2 is also connected with vSmart. So both are going to advertise their prefixes. Let's say I am assuming here VS1 is connected with one LAN network 10.1.1.0/24. It will advertise to vSmart, and vSmart will advertise it to other
VH1.
side 10.1.1.0/24 VS2, and this way VS2 will get the LAN prefix of VS1. And when VS1 need to send any data, then vSmart is not required, then it will send through IPsec directly to VS2, VS1 to VS2.
Okay, then it will not hit up to vSmart, right?
No.
Directly, they will through the internet, or I can say MPLS or whatever.
Yes.
They will directly communicate.
Correct.
Only okay means in terms of traffic forwarding, they will not go with vSmart. Only when
there is no
prefix
any role of
forwarding-
any controller while sending
yes.
data plane traffic.
Fine, Praful, but if I have all applications in the DC, so I need all the traffics from the branch, it should be communicated with the DC. Okay, so
So here
how
also
we
you need to install one VH.
okay.
Here you will have one VS, and this VS will having
Correct,
one LAN
correct,
switch
correct. I
and
got it.
server.
It's like a head and router. I got it. Okay.
Right? You can imagine this is not site 3, this is data center only. Right? So same thing will happen again. This vanish device will also form control connection. Here YANG or netcom protocol will work. With vSmart one control connection, OMP protocol will work here, right? And then with other vanish devices, IPsec to forward the data like this. If we have some application in the data center, so I will have one vanish device in DC as well, and think is going to work exactly same, no any difference. Now SD-WAN process, understand the SD-WAN process. What will happen when my vanish device will come up, power on. Let's say I have one VH edge device, and when I'm saying edge device, it means it can be VH or CH. When it will come up, power on, power up, it does not know anything about SD-WAN network yet. Your VH router don't know anything about SD-WAN network. So first it will talk to which device?
vBond.
First it will talk to vBond. So it will find vBond. What is the IP address of vBond? 100.1.1.3. It will find the vBond, and then your vanish device will send a control connection request. It will find the vBond. Let's say it have resolved the domain name to, and then got the IP address of vBond, or maybe you have manually defined the IP address. It's so simple to configure vBond IP address here. Simply you can access it, and then you can log in it. By default username is admin and password is also admin. We'll talk about these all configuration, don't worry. Admin. I got the login, right? And so run. So these are my default configuration. Okay, I will talk about these all configuration, like host name is branch1 vs1, system IP, what is system IP, what is site ID. This lab is already configured. I think I have turned on the previous lab, but for this batch I am going to copy this lab and will wipe the configuration. We'll start everything from the scratch. So these are system based configuration. Host name you can see NH India lab, time zone Asia Kolkata. So this device is already configured. But if you want to configure vBond IP address, you will go to configure terminal mode, then VPN 0. Now again, what is VPN 0? We'll talk. And here we can define the vBond IP, not here, sorry, under system based configuration. And vBond 100.1.1.3. It is like this. On the local vBond, you can add the local keyword as well, like you are the vBond. So this way we will define the vBond IP address to vanish devices. And guys, if anyone have knowledge of Juniper devices, so whenever we perform any change in the configuration on Juniper device, we need to run commit command, then only your configuration will activate, right, will apply it. So similarly
Fine,
here in
Praful. Actually,
SD-WAN
here that here about that's a VPN zero. So we definitely are going to teach everything, but still it is on my mind. That's why I'm asking. So it's like it's a common VPN zero, or we can change it.
brother, I think I have told you this multiple time that two VPNs are reserved, VPN 0 and VPN 512. In the last class,
Yeah,
I
in
still
the last,
remember four
yeah,
to
yeah,
five
yeah,
times I
yeah, you
told
told
you.
me. Yeah, you told me. Yeah, I understood, but still, because of the confusions, like now we also told me like VPN zero, right? The same. It should be at I mean constant like VLAN one, or how it will be. That's my questions. It's
VLAN
keep
1?
on in my mind. No, no, I'm just comparing like when we are going to configure the Cisco switches, so by default the VLAN will be there, right? So is it like a same, or that's my question.
Like VLAN? No, sir, it's not like that.
No, 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 Praful. Just I'm just
So, sir,
comparing
I
like
think you want to say that just like a VPN 0 and VPN 512 is a default, right, for the SD-WAN. Means we
Yeah.
can't change for
Yes,
the VPN 0 for the transport and the 512 for the management. And he's saying, for the example, like for the Cisco switches, the L2 switches, for example, we configure the by default the native VLAN. He's saying that, for example, VLAN 1 is the native. Just like that, the default VPNs are there.
no, but you can configure VLAN 10 as a native VLAN as well. But here you cannot change
Yes, yes,
the transport
yes.
VPN. Even there is no any relation between VLAN 1 and VPN 0. VPN
no,
0.
no. I'm just comparing. I'm just comparing like both the things. Like I didn't say that
So why
there
you
is no.
compare it with VLAN only? But there are so many. Why you have not compared it with OSPF or the VRF? VRF will be even more relatable than the
Yeah,
VLAN.
correct.
So why you have compared it with VLAN, brother?
No, no, not like that.
Two VLANs
See,
are reserved.
in
One is VPN
no,
0.
Praful. Actually, why am I asking this question? In my current scenario, in my current project, they are using VPN zero only. Okay, so if I want, I can configure VPN some I mean some other numbers also, right?
So make a note, brother.
In
You
SD.
cannot change it. This is permanent, fixed. Right? In the last class, 4 to 5 times I told you that these two VPNs are reserved. We cannot change it. And whatever rest VPNs are there, those are service VPN.
Yeah, fine, Praful. You told me many times, but I'm asking you for the audit purpose, if they are going to tell that you need to change the default something like, so is it possible or not? That's my question.
So same thing I am telling you, bro. No, not possible.
Okay, that's
Again,
okay.
make
Okay,
sure again tomorrow you will not ask this that can we change VPN 0 or not. You
fine,
cannot
Praful.
change.
Thank
Can't. This is reserved. Reservement was, you know what? It means we cannot change it. That is the meaning of reserved.
fine, Praful.
Okay. So VPN 0 is reserved, and all the interfaces which are connected with transport, right, like internet, MPLS, those all interfaces will be in VPN 0. Okay. Two VPNs are reserved, VPN 0 and VPN 512. We cannot change it. So like this, I can define the vBond IP address on vanish devices. This is the first process, first step of your SD-WAN, right? Your vanish devices need the IP address of vBond. Once it will get the vBond IP address, it will try to reach vBond to establish a control connection by sending control connection request, either DTLS or TLS request, right? It will send to whom? To vBond.
Sir, it is loopback IP like something. Means
What?
it is not that 100.113.
This is IP address of the interface G0/0 of vBond.
Oh, at okay.
Where you guys are? What is happening? The IP address of vBond. Okay. Now
Yeah, first we need to configure that. Correct.
it will send the DTLS or TLS control connection request to the vBond. Now vBond will send the response message, and after that both will have control connection. As soon as they will establish the control connection, what will happen? vBond will check the identity of your edge device. vBond is going to check, will perform check identity. Identity means the certificate. Identity of vManage device, your edge device, right? There are two cases: either they have the valid certificate or they don't have the valid certificate. If they have the valid certificate, that means authentication succeed, pass. If they don't have the valid certificate, authentication fail, vBond is going to close the control connection. Again your VS will try, again vBond will close the connection, again your VS is going to try to establish the control connection. So until and unless your vManage devices will not have the valid certificate, it cannot prove their identity to vBond. And until and unless my vManage device cannot prove their identity, it will not get the information of vManage and vSmart. Even we cannot configure the IP address of vManage is 100.1.1.1. Only vBond is there who
Sorry to
can.
interrupt you.
Mhm.
Sorry to interrupt, Praful. I just wanted to know about the certificates. Do we have to create the certificates for each VH router, or it will have the predefined certificates in the VH routers?
No, you have to set up it. There are two ways. One is automatic. Automatically, there will be third-party company, or for the certificate part, there will be a dedicated team in your company who will be managing the CS server, right? The certificate authority server, and that server will issue the certificate to all SD-WAN devices, to controllers as well as vManage devices, and there should be same server, right? It is like the
You're right.
passport, and on the passport, to get passport you need to prove your identity that you are Indian, let's say, and as soon as you are going to prove your identity, government will issue the certificate. How you will identify that certificate is genuine? There will be sign of government, right? So that sign will be same on all the Indian passport, correct? Similarly, all the vManage devices and my controller will have the same certificate, because same CS server is going to issue the digital certificate. But if any other company vManage devices will try to join my SD-WAN fabric, they cannot join because they will not have certificate. You will not install the your CS server certificate to other companies devices. Okay, so the next step will be what? Next step will be, after vBond has authenticated the edge device, it will help vManage device to get connect with main component of SD-WAN, which is your vSmart and vManage. vBond will provide the IP address of vSmart and vBond to my edge device, and vBond will tell to vManage devices how to reach there, how to reach vSmart or vManage. Like, let's say NAT is running, so vBond is also responsible to share the NAT information. If you are using the private IP addresses here, right, so your vBond will share the public IP address, that how you can reach the NAT information, NAT transfers information. And as soon as my vManage device will have the information of main SD-WAN components, vManage and vSmart, both, all my vManage devices is going to terminate the connection with vBond and will establish the new control connection, again by sending the TLS or DTLS request message to vManage. This is the process of control connection. After control connection, automatically all the devices will form OMP session. All the vanished devices will form OMP session with vSmart to extend the route. vManage. What is the responsibility of vManage then? vManage is responsible to push the configuration, then vManage can push the configuration to my devices. vSmart can distribute the route between the sites. Right? And if I will talk more about the OMP protocol, OMP, which stands for Overlay Management Protocol. Overlay Management Protocol. So this is Cisco proprietary protocol, Cisco SD-WAN protocol. It is a Cisco SD-WAN protocol. Versa can have different protocol, right, between vSmart and vManage devices to distribute the route. 40 SD-WAN can have different protocols. So this protocol is for dedicated for Cisco devices only, either for Viptela or Catalyst. This protocol works at application layer. It is application layer protocol. Means it is going to generate OMP update message at which layer? At application layer. When we say HTTP is an application layer protocol, it means HTTP is going to generate their all messages, whether it is HTTP request or response, at application layer. If I am saying OSPF works at layer 3, means OSPF will generate their all message at layer 3. Similarly, OMP update message will be generated at application layer and runs between, tell me, OMP runs between which devices? VH, or here I can say vManage device. vManage means either VH or CS. vManage
vSmart.
devices and
vSmart.
Smart. It will also run between the vSmart. If you have the multiple vSmart for the redundancy, let's say, right, we have lots of vSmart. So between vSmarts also OMP protocol will work. Between vSmarts in case of multiple vSmart. And then what it will do, it runs inside permanent TLS or DTLS control connection, right? If your vManage devices have not established any control connection, or maybe because of any reason, maybe vSmart is not reachable, maybe vBond has not shared the IP address, right? These are the troubleshooting. If two sites are not getting the route from each other, we'll check the OMP session. If OMP session is down, then these can be the troubleshooting. We need to verify the vSmart is reachable or not, right? My vManage devices is getting IP address of vSmart or not, right? So when they have control connection between vManage devices and vSmart, then automatically OMP session will come up automatically. Okay, inside permanent TLS or DTLS control connection, automatically, we don't need to configure. But as here you are running OSPF routing protocol in LAN side, like your vManage router is connected with internal router, and what you are running, which routing protocol? OSPF here. So it might be possible you need to redistribute OSPF into OMP, because guys, between vSmart and vManage device OMP is running, here also OMP is running, right? But this side we are running OSPF, so here we need to redistribute OSPF into OMP, then only it will advertise these prefixes through OMP protocol. Now prefixes will reach to vSmart, vSmart will advertise to other side, and again here you have to redistribute OMP into OSPF. So these redistribution are required by network engineer. You have to manually configure it, or maybe you want to change the default behavior of OMP, right? The best path selection. Then also you have to edit the OMP configuration. We'll see the default behavior, how by default OMP is going to work. Now here if I will design one diagram for vSmart for OMP, let's say this is my OMP protocol. I'm keeping it over here. Okay, let me create it over here, right? Let's suppose I have multiple vSmart, vSmart 1, vSmart 2 and vSmart 3, right? Might be possible these vSmarts are in same data center or at different location. Maybe one vSmart is on cloud, one vSmart is connected to internet directly using public IP address, one vSmart is in my branch 1. But all the vSmarts will have OMP session between each other. That means guys, all the vSmarts are also going to establish control connection, right? We will also have control connection between vSmarts and VSAs. So here if I will talk about OMP session, so you will have one OMP session here, one OMP session here, one OMP session here, and one OMP session here, right? Now if I have two vanish devices, let's say branch 1 and branch 2, VS1 and VS2. SD-WAN is modern technology, right? So you have to work, if you are learning for the first time, you have to revise the topics. I'm assuming this is my VS1 edge 1 device and this is edge 2 device, branch 1 and branch 2, let's say at different location, edge 2. In both case, in VS or CS, it will work same. Now VS1 will have OMP session with which vSmart, guys? Or with all the vSmart? With all the vSmart, right? One OMP session here, one OMP session here, one OMP session here, and one OMP session here. It is like that, right? VS1 is going to advertise their routes to all the vSmarts. If any one vSmart will goes down, no problem. And through vSmart, both the sites are going to exchange the route. Let's say here my LAN subnet is 10.1.1.0/24 and here my LAN subnet is let's say 20.1.1.0/24. So both the vanished devices are going to advertise their LAN subnet to vSmart and then vSmart will reflect to other side. So now branch 1 will have what? 20.1.1.0/24. It will learn through vSmart, and branch 2 side is going to learn 10 subnet 10.1.1.0/24 through vSmart. And when they need to communicate with each other, they will have what? Direct IPsec. They will have what? IPsec directly to communicate. And between these controllers and vanished devices, you can have any transport, that doesn't matter. How both the devices are going to establish IPsec, we'll understand that. Till now we have just understood one thing, that vSmart is going to advertise the route, but vSmart will advertise one more thing, that is TLOC, transport locator. Through that both the vanished devices will configure, will establish, will form IPsec session. Hope it is clear.
I had a question.
Go ahead.
So Edge 1 and Edge 2 device will only connect to 2 vSmart and not 3 vSmart?
No, here also between all vSmart and vanished devices. Here also.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And you can even control it. If you don't want that my VS1 should have OMP session with vSmart 3, you can control that. By default, if your VS1 knows all the vSmart, it will establish IPsec with all the vSmart. Like how it will get, my vManage devices will get to know about vSmart, vBond, right? vBond will share that information. So if my vBond is going to share the IP address of all three vSmart, then it will send DTLS or TLS control connection request to all the vSmart. They will have the control connection, and over all control connection they will have OMP session. So vSmart and OMP is only responsible for RIB, routing information based control plane, and after that both the vManage devices will have data plane information FIB, and to forward the user data there will be IPsec, and these all things will happen automatically, right? Now if I don't want to advertise, let's say 10 subnet to branch to VS2, I have to tell my vSmart only that hey vSmart, don't advertise 10 submit to branch 2. That is what? That is one policy, right? Maybe I have some weird data center, and what I want, that branch 1 and branch 2 should communicate via data center only. So I have to tell to my vSmart that hey vSmart, whenever you are going to advertise 10 subnet to VH2 branch 2, just change the next hop IP address, set the next hop of DC. Similarly, hey vSmart, when you are advertising 20 subnet to branch 1, just change the next hop IP address, set the next hop of DC. That is also one policy. If I don't want these two sites should form IPsec, I will tell to my vSmart, hey vSmart, do not advertise the TLOC between VS1 and VS2, because to establish IPsec, TLOC is required, and soon you are going to understand this also. Hope it is clear. It's so simple, right?
Yes. You said something about TLOC, sir.
Yeah, I said I will talk about the TLOC.
Okay.
Okay. After that, inside this IPsec, one more protocol will run automatically. That is BFD. What is BFD protocol? BFD stands.
Bidirectional forward. Yeah, bidirectional forwarding direction.
I think that is the full form of BFD.
Yeah, because if any so as my understanding, I'm telling like if the primary is not functioning well, then automatically the traffic will forward to the secondary.
Okay.
I hear that, but I'm just I'm telling from my
No problem. Bidirectional forwarding.
Somewhere I heard it is layer 4 protocol.
Okay. Deduction. It is path liveness protocol. Path liveness or quality measurement protocol. Quality measurement or path lab, or you can say link measurement protocol.
sorry, I just the thing is came to my mind like it's like a dampening.
Huh? What
It's,
is
it's like
dampening?
a BGB. It's a BGB dampening. Like if any links facing the flapping and all, we can define the measurement in the BGB dampening, right? Is it like the same thing?
Okay, just
No,
wait.
I'm sorry, but I'm that's came
See,
to mind. That's
even in
all.
first class, I told you that teaching the technology to you is very simple for me. I can teach it very easily, and you all will understand it. At the end, everything will be clear to all of you. But if you have
Yes.
learned something wrong, right? Like earlier, you was comparing VPN 0 with VLAN 1. So
Correct.
it is not possible for me to make that to forgettable to you, right? I cannot make you forget the wrong concept. So you have to erase the wrong concept by yourself.
Correct. That's why I'm not tested to ask you this type of questions. Please don't mind. Okay.
No, no, it's not about the mind. Like just whatever I am telling you here, and try to learn it. That okay, this is
Sure.
BFD protocol,
Yeah.
right? If you know something about the BFD, just forget it for now. I'm saying this is a protocol which is used to check. It is, let me write it in easy language. It is used to check the quality of link. Okay, quality of link. Quality of link means what, guys?
Sessions like
Quality of link means like checking the port is up or
Link status and
down,
we
right? Or is there any loss on the link? Is there any latency on the link? Is there any jitter on the link? These are what? The link quality. So BFD protocol is used to check the quality of my link so that it can perform failover based on link quality, not based on the connectivity. That if there is the connectivity, forward traffic to ISP1. If ISP1 is not reachable, then forward traffic to ISP2. BFD protocol will help your router to identify the quality of link. When ISP1 WAN link is behaving well, has good speed, low latency, low jitter, low loss, then it will be forwarding traffic towards ISP1. And if the quality of WAN link 1 or ISP1 WAN link is poor, then automatically it will shift the traffic towards ISP2. So it is used to check the link quality, and automatically it will enable between runs between WAN edge devices only, right? Inside IPsec, where it will run inside IPsec between all the sites, between all the WAN edge devices. Between WAN edge devices we will have IPsec, and our IPsec BFD protocol will be running automatically again, BFD, right? And even we cannot disable it. If you will try to disable it, you can't in the SD-WAN. It will be always enabled. Based on BFD only, we are going to configure application aware routing, that hey, for this particular application I need at least this amount of latency, not more than this level, or this level of jitter. If jitter is high, more than this, then just do one thing, shift the traffic.
so it is used for like for fault detection, right?
Yes, very good.
Okay.
Praful, is it we have a timer for this BFD?
Which timer?
The BFD have a timer?
Which timer?
Like suppose I got some, means I'm not managing that SD-WAN, but in our ISP network, some routers configure BFD.
Okay,
So we got lot of tickets regarding this BFD flapping.
okay.
So what we have done, like previously in that, if BFD timer is flapping, so we have changed the timer.
Which timer? BFD timer.
Every timer. So is it the same related to that? This is the same protocol like in ISP also using, right?
Yes.
So this is also the timer we have, like suppose we have in our networks we have timer for this. If it is flapping, so we are increasing the timer.
Okay.
And here also we are following the same, or what? If some have timers, like how it would work.
Here we are not going to enable any timer or not going to configure. It will automatically enable between the sites, and it will be measuring the quality like jitter, what is the jitter on link, what is the loss on the link, what is the latency on the link, like that.
Okay. We are verifying only qualities, not a flapping, nothing. It's like,
Nothing else.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now see how two sites will form IPsec between each other. What happened here? Similar like next hop. Okay, before that, let me tell you more about OMP. OMP advertise three types of route. OMP advertise three types of routes. Okay, how many types? Three types. Number one is OMP route, which we have discussed till now. That is OMP routes. The second thing is TLOC. TLOC route. TLOC route. TLOC route will carry the TLOC information. What is TLOC? Don't worry. And the third information is service route, which we will discuss later in the policy. Service route. For now, just we are going to focus on these two types of OMP routes. By the way, OMP advertise these three types of route. OMP routes, which is nothing but the LAN prefixes in each side, transport locator route, TLOC routes, and service route. We'll discuss service route later. Service route is like whenever you want to advertise any service in your network. The service can be IPS, it can be IDS, it can be load balancer, it can be a firewall, right? Like I have one centralized firewall, I want to advertise it to all other sites. All the other sites should have information about the firewall, that hey, whenever you are going to forward internet traffic, just first forward it to firewall. It is like that. So we'll talk about this later. For now, just focus on these two, OMP route and TLOC routes. And before OMP and TLOC routes, let's understand some terminology of OMP protocol. OMP terminology. First OMP terminology is transport side. You have to understand what is transport side. You have to understand what is service side. You have to understand what is management side. Mint side. You have to understand what is system IP. These are the terminology of my OMP protocol. System IP, also organization name. What is organization name? JSON name, then side ID and TLOC. These all are the terminology of my OMP protocol. We'll understand all one by one, or you can say the components of OMP protocol. So many times you guys have asked this question that VPN 0 is reserved or not, right? So you should wait for the topic. Now we are going to talk about transport side only, where we'll explore the VPN 0, where we will explore the VPN 0. See, transport side means what? Transport side means what? Transport side means all SD-WAN devices connected to underlay network is transport side, or connected to transport network is known as transport side. In my case, here you can see this interface, this interface, this interface connected to transport. This interface, this interface, this interface, this interface connected to transport, internet. And even SD-WAN is running over TLS or DTLS control connection. but those control connections are established just because of my physical connectivity, because this physical interface is connected to internet. Because of that, there is reachability. So that's why I told you the side which is connected to physical network is known as transport side. This is my transport side. Okay, or like this you can say, here these are my transport side, these are my transport side. Transport side help your SD-WAN devices to establish overlay, right? Means tunnels or overlay. And transport side will be always and always in VPN 0, which is called transport VPN. This is reserved, we cannot change it. Any interface connected to transport or the physical network will be in VPN 0, always and always, we cannot change it. That is the meaning of transport side. Similarly, what is management side? Management side, or before management side, let's talk about service side. What is service side? Service side is my LAN side. LAN side or LAN interfaces. LAN interfaces. You can also say transport side is my WAN side. WAN side connected to WAN interface. My all WAN interfaces. My all WAN interfaces will be in transport side, will be in transport VPN, and service side my all LAN interfaces. Right, my LAN network, like this side. These all interfaces. These all interfaces are service side. So I will put these all interfaces in which VPN? In service VPN, right? In service VPN. And management side, the interface which is connected with management device, right? The management side means management interface. MT interface. Let's say here you can see this is my management PC, MT. So this interface is connected with management PC, this interface is connected with management PC, this one. These all are what? Management side, right? And management interfaces, management side will be always in management VPN, which is VPN 512. Again reserved, we cannot change it. So hope these three sites or domain is clear to you. Anyone?
Yeah, actually VPN 512 is like management switch. Like we can take the access from the single place. Is it right?
Correct.
Okay.
Transport VPN, service VPN, and management VPN. So we have these three VPN for different three sites, different domain, different interfaces. You will always put your all WAN interface in VPN 0. You will always put your all LAN interface in service VPN, and service VPN, range of service VPN will be what? Can anyone tell me the range of total VPN? VPN is how long number, guys?
It's up to 4096.
It's
4092
4096.
92. No, sorry, 96.
VPN is 16 bits decimal value. Range is 0 to 65535. 65535. So all the VPN except VPN 0, which is my transport VPN, and this is reserve, and VPN 512. VPN 512. All the rest VPNs are my service VPN. VPN 1251, 511, and then again 5132, and last number. These all are my service VPN. So either I can put these all interfaces in VPN 10 or VPN 1 or VPN 5, VPN 100, VPN 400, VPN 600, in any service VPN. This is about the interfaces. And my devices, either it is WAN-based device, means router, or controller, will always try to establish my DTLS or TLS, control connection, or OMP, in which VPN? In which VPN it will, this router will establish the DTLS control connection?
VPN 0.
In VPN 0, always, right? Because my transport interface is in VPN 0, is in transport VPN. Okay, hope these three sites are clear to you. These three types of VPNs are clear to you. Transport side, the WAN interfaces; service side, the LAN interfaces; management side, the management interfaces. Two VPNs are reserved. One is VPN 0 and one is VPN 512. VPN 0 is reserved for transport VPN. VPN 512 is reserved for management VPN. So if you will ask me about the initial configuration of any device, let's say VS1, this vManage. So my initial configuration is going to be, guys, transport VPN and management VPN. First of all, I will put E1, ETH1 in which VPN? ETH1
VPN 0.
in VPN 0, and ETH0 in which VPN?
It's a service VPN 512.
In VPN 512, management VPN, not service VPN. So go to
So
VPN
okay.
0 and then say interface ETH1 and then no cert, and after that whatever IP address you want to configure. But before configuring IP address, you have to enable tunnel interface. Right? By default this command is running. If you will not run, then also it will work. Now under tunnel interface we will define the TLOC. For the TLOC there are three tuple like color, system IP, right? So we can define their color. You can see all the colors: biz internet, blue, right? Custom 1, custom 2, custom 3, default, gold, whatever colors are there, and we'll talk about the color as well. Similarly, we'll go under VPN 512 and see if you need to add any route in VPN 0. So here you can add the route also, a static route, or you can enable routing protocol. Here I can say 0.0.0 or any specific route. We can also enable routing protocol router. Sorry, this is vManage. So on vManage we cannot enable the routing protocol, but on VS1 here you can try to run it. In VPN 0, if I will try to configure, let's say, any routing protocol OSPF router, VPN 0, and
I think systems or the Android interface.
oh sorry, interface VPN 0, interface G0/0. What is the command? We'll see, don't worry. So here under VPN you can configure your routing protocol, a static route, right? And router OSPF command should be there. If I will put question mark here, let me see. Interface IP
Maybe a system, then internal interface under that.
IP, OSPF, or a router, or OSPF.
IP route, we can try it.
Don't worry about the configuration. We'll see the commands. First, we'll configure through CLI only. So somewhere in this mode, I think in VP, this mode only, we should be able to run router command, router, and let me post question mark. It is not there. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, no worry. I will talk about the VPN configuration. Just let me finish some other components of OMP terminology first. Service side clear, transport side and management side. Now next thing is what? Next thing is system IP. What is system IP? System IP is a unique number of OMP endpoint. It is similar like OSPF router ID. What is OSPF router ID, guys? What is OSPF router ID?
It's a unique ID for the particular router.
Right, router, right? OSPF uses that to represent their database. Similarly, OMP is going to use a unique ID, their identity of devices, that is called system IP. Organization name,
That we can give as per our as per our project. Right. If I'm
define the
not wrong.
organization, right?
Correct.
Like
Correct.
we have seen, understood that digital certificate is required to validate their self to vBond, right? So to get the digital certificate, to get the passport, what I told you, first you have to prove your identity. So these organization name, system IP, side ID, these are what? These are the identity of your device, that hey, I belongs to this company, ABC company. This is name of your organization. Even when you are going to purchase the solution from the Cisco, it will ask you for the organization name, and organization name should match, right? You can deploy this router with correct organization name only. Otherwise, your devices will not sync with public server of Cisco, which is publicly reachable. If you want to download the vManage list or license from the Cisco website automatically, maybe iOS upgradation, right? Those all things. For that, organization name should be same, should match, right? We'll talk about the vManage list also. And to download the vManage list, Cisco will ask you for organization name. And organization name should be same throughout the SD-WAN fabric. You are going to use same organization name while purchasing the solution, while deploying the fabric.
Is it case sensitive?
Yes, it is case sensitive. No, name should be same. Key sensitive means what?
So I want to say capital.
Like
And
name
yes.
should not be like this name. So
Okay.
both
Okay.
are different.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Organization. After that, side ID. What is side ID? Side ID is
It's a code. If it is a hub and spoke, then hub and spoke they'll be having a unique site ID, right? So
it is
that can
used
be.
to identify the location, right? Like here, see, in my data center, how many SD-WAN components are there? 3. How they will get to know that we all belongs to same site? Or maybe I have multiple vSmart, one is in data center, one is in branch 1. How they will identify that 2 vSmart is in same side or at different site? With the help of side ID. It identify the location. If I have 2 vManage devices in branch 1, VS1 and VS2, so both belongs to same site. Side ID will be same. They will never form IPsec. They will never form IPsec. Now, because guys, if if let's say it is connected like this to another internal router, and here we have some LAN users. So if this LAN user and this LAN user want to communicate, they should not communicate like this, right? IPsec is not like this. They should not communicate like this through internet or public transport. Both belongs to same site. So how devices will get to know that when I need to establish IPsec, when I don't need to establish IPsec? With the help of site ID. If site ID is same, that means both belongs to same site. Both are deployed at same location. So it identify the location. And then the most important component is transport locator, the TLOC, to understand the entire SD-WAN. TLOC stands for transport locator. Guys, I'm
So
going.
stop, right? It's a next stop, right?
It is like next hop. This is not next hop.
Okay.
Let's say here I have one VH and it is connected to one transport internet. IP address of my WAN interface is, for an example, 1.1.1.1, right? And this VS has advertised one LAN subnet 10.1.1.0/24 to vSmart somewhere on the internet. For an example, I have vSmart, and again somewhere I have one another side which is also connected with internet. Let's say VS2, two sides. VS2 somewhere, right? So what will happen? VS1 is going to advertise this LAN subnet to vSmart. You know this through OMP protocol, and vSmart will advertise it to this side. Now when this side need to forward traffic in this subnet 10.1.1.0, they need what? Next hop IP address, correct? Where to forward the traffic? So they need this next hop IP address 1.1.1, which is the public IP address 1.1.1.1. But guys, just assume that this interface is getting IP address from the internet. This is dynamic in nature, right? This is dynamic public IP address. There are two types of public IP address: static and dynamic. Static is more costly. Dynamic is cheaper. If this is dynamic, so after some time this IP address can be 2.2.2.2 also. Then your VS again have to advertise this submit to vSmart, and vSmart have to advertise it to other side. Yes or no? Otherwise VS2 cannot send traffic. So that's why instead of advertising the IP address for next to reach the subnet, LAN subnet, we are not going to advertise the exit interface IP address. We are going to advertise what? Transport locator, TLOC. That hey, if you want to forward traffic in this subnet, here is my TLOC. Let's say TLOC 1. If this router VS1 is connected with two transport, internet and MPLS, so this WAN is router have two TLOC, TLOC 1 and TLOC 2. And now vSmart, it will advertise, this vManage device will advertise this submit to vSmart with their TLOC, that this subnet 10.1.1.0/24 is reachable through two TLOC, TLOC 1 and TLOC 2. And similarly vSmart will reflect that to this vManage device. Now this vManage device will have two TLOC, TLOC 1 and TLOC 2. TLOC 1 and TLOC 2. So instead of advertising the next hop IP address, what we are advertising? The transport locator. This is nothing but the unique identity of transport. What it's saying? That hey bro, if anyone want to reach in my subnet, in my this LAN subnet 10.1.1.0, there are two ways. There are two TLOC. One is internet TLOC, one is a MPLS TLOC. They can either forward traffic via internet or either forward traffic via MPLS.
MPLS.
So TLOC is like next hop IP address, but it is not next hop. It is transport locator, unique identity of transport. And your TLOC is combination of three things. TLOC is combination of three things. First one is system IP, then encapsulation and color.
Praful, if the remote site, if it will have a MPLS and internet, so we'll be having two TLOCs, right? That's what coming to say, or it will be a single. Hello?
TLOC is combination of system IP, encapsulation and color. You can say TLOC has three tuples, right? On my router here, if you will check branch 1 VH1, let's say, and if I will show you the TLOC, admin, admin, and I'm saying so OMP, let's say TLOC. So what it's saying? No entry form, so control connection. This lamp is not configured correctly. There is no any control connection, right? So run VPN 0. VPN 0 is configured. IP address. The interface encapsulation protocol is what? Encapsulation protocol can be either IPsec or GRE. This is for data plane. Here either I can have GRE tunnel or I can have IPsec. By default protocol is IPsec, right? But you can change it, but this is not recommended, and we are always using IPsec only. So the TLOC is combination of three things: system IP, encapsulation and color. What is system IP? We have already understood. What is encapsulation? Means my encapsulation protocol for the data plane. It can be IPsec or GRE, and then finally color. Color is the identity of your
Transport type.
transport. Yes, transport type, right? For an example, see this vManage device, VS1, is connected with two transport, internet and MPLS. Is connected with two transport. So what will be the TLOC of internet? Here also encapsulation protocol is IPsec. Here also encapsulation protocol is IPsec. Their system IP is 10.10.10.10, let's say. So what will be the TLOC? Internet TLOC, 10.10.10.10 plus encapsulation protocol IPsec plus and TLOC of MPLS TLOC will be what? Again 10.10.10.10 plus IPsec. So system IP and encapsulation protocol can be same on multiple transport. So color is something which will make your TLOC unique, right? And it is type of transport. Like here I can configure color what? Internet or biz internet, and here I can configure color what? MPLS. Now tell me, my TLOC is unique or same? It is unique. Now you have to make sure that here on the MPLS WAN link you have configured color what? MPLS, and here you have configured color what? Internet, biz internet. busy internet, and this will be the manual configuration. Manually you have to define the color on every transport interface, WAN interface. Based on that, your devices is going to design the TLOC, right? Color is like kind of label which define types of transport, which type of transport it is. If I have 3 transport, internet, MPLS, and let's say broadband, right? So here I can configure 3 different color. Let's say custom 1, custom 2, custom 3. My router will have 3 TLOCs. 1 system IP same, IPsec same, custom 1 color, custom 2 color, custom 3 color. So color will make all the TLOCs unique, and OMP is responsible to advertise the TLOC between the sites. Now whatever theory we have discussed till now, we'll see the practical of this. And after this implementation, what we will have the SD-WAN topology. And once we will have the SD-WAN topology, we will start configuring the devices through CLI as well as through GUI. And then after the configuration, directly will come on policies.
Fine, Praful.
In the next class, what I will do, I will perform the initial configuration on all the devices. Under initial configuration, we need to perform system-wise configuration. See, if I will talk about the mandatory configuration, mandatory required configuration on my vManage devices is system-wise configuration. System config. In the system config, you are going to configure what? Site ID, organization name, system IP, vBond IP address, clock time zone. These all are related to system. After that, we'll configure VPN 0. Then we'll configure VPN 512. After that, we'll configure what? Service VPN. Even service VPN later. After that, we'll verify all our control connections, our OMP, will verify DTLS, will verify OMP, will verify TLOCs, will verify the content inside the TLOC. TLOC will also carry the IP address, private IP address and public IP address, etc. Right? We can also verify here IPsec. Now, after performing these 3 configuration, automatically all the sites are going to establish the connection. And there is one more thing in between, that is, even you can skip it, but for the lab purpose, in my lab I have to install the certificate manually because I don't have any automatic method. So till here, system wise configuration and VPN 0 configuration, my all sites will be reachable from each other. We can ping all the devices from each other, and after the reachability, we'll install the certificate. Right, first I will make reachability between all the SD-WAN components and my CS server, so that I can download certificate from all the SD-WAN devices. So I will download the certificate from the CS server, I will install the certificate, and then I will define the vBond IP address. As soon as you will define the vBond IP address on your branch router, it will reach to vBond. It will get the IP address of vSmart and vManage, and you will see how these devices are going to establish the control connection, how it will form the OMP session, and later we'll also learn the OMP best path selection. Hope it is clear. So guys, you tell me, in the next class, should I come with the certificate install, like in the class, do you want me to install the certificate in front of you only, or I can come up with the certificate part done? Like,
No, first I'm telling my suggestions like first we need to understand the basic configurations like
No, even I will not
email.
touch this. I'm talking about the certificate configuration on CS server,
Okay.
right?
Yes, sir, Sandeep here.
Yeah,
So yeah, you said correct. So as per for your lab only, you are using the CS server.
correct.
But for example, in production, for example, next weekend I got the new router, Edge router, right?
Okay,
In my in one of the branch, and I have to install. So first, for that I need one internet link, right, to connect
correct,
that router.
correct.
Then second thing, I will power on it, means reboot it. Once it is up, then as you said, if it is Cisco router, it will come with the certificate and basic details by default, right, with the device itself.
Now, once it will boot up, it will reach to
Huh.
Cisco public server.
Domain, Cisco domain, yeah, Cisco
Public,
domain.
yes, Cisco domain, right? And from there,
Correct.
it will get maybe it will get the certificate and vBond IP address.
Huh, 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 huh. And that certificate, it will expire in some time, or it will permanent same till the end of device of life.
Mhm.
Means
It
that
is not
certificate,
like
right?
that. It is like that. See, when you are going to install the certificate here on the server, it will ask you the
Uh-huh.
validity that your certificate can be valid for 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years,
Yeah.
right? So
Correct,
if
correct.
the
That's the doubt I
certificate is
have. For
valid
example, in
for
production, how it should be.
generally our digital certificates are valid for 5 to 10 years,
Five
right?
years.
So after
Okay,
10
okay.
years, you need to renew the certificate.
Okay,
That
okay.
depends on our CA server. And what I told you that in the production, most of the time, even in 99% cases, even I have worked in various company on the SD-WAN, on different kinds of SD-WAN, right? Not only Cisco SD-WAN, but I have never seen the manual way to certificate
For launch
installation,
the devices. Yeah.
right? Like if you are going to
Uh,
search here Google in the browser, google.com or facebook.com,
yeah. Certificate should be valid, and yeah.
it is like that. Every company
Yes.
using third parties for the certificate, right? Those will, or you will have a dedicated security team for
CS
that,
server.
right? For the, yeah, who will be managing the CA server. Somewhere
Perfect.
here you can find, yeah, like Google is using whose certificate connection is secure. Here you can see certificate is
Connection is valid.
valid
Yeah.
and
If you
see the
click there, it will show the
organization,
validity. Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Here is the common name issue by WR2. So this is one third party organization who is issuing the certificate. Similarly, your
What
company enterprises will have the certificate service
from
from any
from an
third.
only.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And you started today procedure, for example, the manual configurations, right? Initial manual configurations. But you said
Correct,
already there are two different methods.
correct,
The zero touch JT and other is the PNP. So
correct.
last in my previous project, 2 years back ago, the PS team guys just did via PNP, but they never shared the screen with me. So I want to understand if means in your next lecture or whenever you get some time, 10 minutes or 15 minutes, you just guide us. What is the
No,
PNP
no, we
process
have a
and what is the
dedicated lab
zero
for
touch
that.
process? Okay, no problem then. Yeah.
Right here, what we'll do, we'll set up the JTP and you will see these devices, managed devices, will boot up and will all get the IP address of vBond. Will load the all configuration from vManage through this public JTP server. This
Okay,
server
sir.
is
Thank you
connected to
because that's
internet. It will be publicly
yeah.
reachable. Okay. So when this device will come up,
Okay.
you will see it is resolving the vpla.jtp.com and everything will happen automatically. If you want to learn now before our topic is going to be covered in class, then even JTP video is available on my channel. If you are going to search
Okay.
on
I will go through
YouTube,
it. Yeah. Sure.
JTP
I will go through it then if it have. Yeah.
in SD-WAN or like
In
this,
PM networking.
you
Yeah,
will
I
get this
tried. I
one,
think last time.
this one.
Sure.
right?
Okay,
So
okay.
in
Thank
this
you.
video I have shown a step by step like how these devices can get all configuration and everything automatically, right? By the way, don't worry, you don't need to watch the videos. We will talk about this in our class as well, about the both ZTP and PNP.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
I had a question, sir. So previously you had shown us another lab. The lab you're currently showing today,
Mm-hmm.
it's with the Windows server, right? The one before was a Cisco iOS, right?
So here also I have Cisco IS as well. This one, I think, this one.
Yeah. You're not going to do this lab instead, or you're going to?
We
The
are
other lab
going to do the
seems.
multiple labs. We'll do this one as well, right?
Oh,
Earlier
okay.
I had planned to start from here, but I thought to make first simple topology, because some are learning for the first time and it's difficult to understand even the connectivity there. So that's why I have designed this simple lab.
So you're going to teach us how to get the certificate from this Windows server, right?
Or both Windows Server and router.
Oh, you have a router too. Okay.
Even it might be
The-
possible I will come with certificate, the CS server configuration in the class, and directly I will download on the routers and will install it.
Oh, okay.